Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I want to talk about Jalen Green. It's been remarkable what he's done over the last 8 games. I believe it's like 23, 4, and 3. It's been a good turnaround. I mean, for the whole season, I think Jalen Green's actually been a better player than people are giving him credit. He's a guy that I feel like a lot of people are acting like he's terrible, but he's leaps and bounds better this season than he's ever been. So over the last 8 games, he's averaged 25.6 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, while shooting, I believe his shooting percentage is decent. It's nothing insane, but he's just showing a resilience that we haven't seen before. And he's shooting 47% from the field on this stretch of 8 games while hitting 36 minutes a night, while hitting 37% of his threes. He's taking almost 10 3-pointers a night, hitting 3.5 of them. He's only turning the ball over 2 times a game, getting a steal a night, and he's getting to the free throw line only 4 times a game. So this is something that's crazy for me, as I think we're seeing him just take his game to another level. For me, one of the biggest things I think we've seen this year with Jalen Green is that I think he has this assertiveness that he didn't have before. And for me, I think that's one of the bigger things to see from him that I hope we're able to potentially, get to have him build upon this. As I think this season we're seeing a Jalen Green that Ime Udoka's challenged him like Steven Silas never did, to play better defense with better teammates, knowing that everything now has to be earned, that it won't be given. And this is a kid that he's playing 30. Technically, he's averaged the least amount of minutes for the season, and if you looked at his field goal percentage, you wouldn't be necessarily blown away with what he's done this season. As for his true shooting, which is like usually the best way to measure someone's field goal percentage, he's shooting 52.7%, which is actually low. His lowest for his career as a guy who's in his third season. But when you look at his shots and the way he's going about it, I think we're seeing a guy that is having, I personally think, I don't know if it's a breakout campaign, but a new way, like he's gaining a new perspective for basketball. He's being a bit more assertive on defense. He's attacking closeouts. He's using his athleticism more on defense. While offensively, I think he's being a more patient guy. An example of this is to start this season, he was a guy who averaged, almost 3 turnovers a game in the first 10 or so games. And he had his minutes cut in December and in February. He had his minutes cut. But both in January, where he had that 17-game stretch where he was a 20 points per game scorer. Same thing in November when he started to turn it around. He picked it up. He's had these moments where he started to figure it out. And since the All-Star break, he's been a 20 points per game scorer for this team, shooting 34%. And like I said, I think he's finding his spots. He's understanding what to do. He's taking more efficient shots. And if I pull up correctly, his true shooting since these last 8 games, if we want to pull this up, Jalen Green's true shooting in the last 8 games is, to be exact, and with Alperen Sengun being out, this is a great moment to show that he can be part of the future. 59%, true shooting of 59% in his last 8 games. So I think that's a big thing that they won't talk about enough, but it needs to be brought up. And if you look at tonight's game where the Houston Rockets were able to take care of business, obviously I know their foe was the Washington Wizards. My Wizards, as you guys know, I'm a Wizards fan, so it was kind of a guaranteed win. But every game in the NBA is hard, and having the opportunity to come out here and showcase your skills and show that you can be a productive member of this squad moving forward, especially as a team that has aspirations to return to the playoffs. with Dylan Brooks, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, Fred VanVleet, and Jalen Green making up the lineup. Shout out Jock Landau for starting to put it back together. Jay Sean Tate, Reggie Bullock, Jeff Green, and Aaron Holiday all came off the bench. And that's where I think it's just interesting to look how everything's coming together for the Rockets. As obviously they're on the outside looking in from the play-in currently, as they're 3 games behind actually 3.5 games behind the Warriors, who are the 10th seed. So they have some ground to make up, but they're closer to 500 than the Jazz, who are, I guess, they're the biggest competitor. And I'm hesitant to say that I mean, they could go on a run. I think Alfred Şengün's out for the year, but I'm liking what we're seeing, and I think that for the first time in a while, we're seeing a guy who can make plays, can take advantage of what the defense is giving him, and having Fred VanVleet and Amen Thompson, who were both phenomenal passers, I think really opened up the floor for him, which I think in years past he hasn't had a true point guard, and now having two guys as well as Alperen Şengün, but Şengün being out, we can't really mention him. So I'm liking what Ime Udoka is, and again, even if they don't keep him long term, I think they've rebuilt his value enough that it's worth what they're doing. So yeah, I am. That's gonna be my thoughts. I am gonna end it here. If you guys are still here hanging out, hit that like and subscribe button. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media. Twitter is in the description, Instagram, whatever, it's all in the description. And go check out hoopshype.com. I work for USA Today's Hoops Hype. My TJ Ford article just came out, so you should go ahead and read that. But besides that, that's going to be my thoughts. I don't know. I think it's definitely an interesting day when you look at it all. I'm happy. I think it's fun. And you got yourself the opportunity to see what Jalen Green can be, and if he can be part of that future, because I think he could be a great third star. But that's my sense. That's it, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good jazz. I am gonna head out now, but thank you for listening if you guys did. But yeah, go check out my other videos. That probably 2 other videos you're about to listen to by the time this comes out.